Okay, welcome back to Matt's Monday Morning Podcast. I have a guest this week. His name is Garrett.
Hello, my dudes.
Yeah, this is episode 4. I was supposed to have a girl. Her name is Celine. I was supposed to have her on this week, but that'll be next week. So this is kind of a last minute recording. Recording this on Sunday, and probably go for like an hour talking about whatever the fuck. But this is like the day before Valentine's Day episode. So.
Well, not the day before Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is Tuesday, but the 2 days before Valentine's Day.
No, because it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, well, whatever.
You gotta talk in the context like as if it's, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about all that shit? All that Valentine's Day shit? Because it is just commercialized.
Well, I
Like-
mean, the whole relationship thing, like, I feel like that's deep, like, good, but like the all those like going over like buying people stuff, I feel like that's kind of weird because like it's not like a holiday like that. It's like the true meaning of Valentine's Day isn't just like sitting on your couch having sex and eating chocolate.
Having sex. Well, I mean,
I probably would enjoy that, but
what it is just commercialized love. It's all like it's like making profits off of people wanting to have sex with other people.
right? I mean, I can understand if you've been together for a long time and like you're like
Valentine's Day is a special thing. Special thing for my parents because they got married on Valentine's Day.
fun fact.
Yeah. But like it's literally just to make money at this point. You think that's true?
Yeah.
Because it's all like all holidays are like that, and the second one ends, it like the merchandise that they sell at the stores switches to the next one that's coming up.
Yeah, which is I think Easter. Next week, big holiday.
After Valentine's Day, it's Easter, yeah.
Yeah, that next big holiday. Which
But Mother's Day is between them.
yeah, Easter's weird too. It's a weird holiday.
Well, Easter is like a Christian thing.
Like that, like finding candy and like shells and stuff.
That, but it's also supposed to be like the day Jesus was resurrected, or something like that.
Well, Christmas is supposed to be the day Jesus was born, or his birthday,
But-
perhaps.
Christmas was ripped off by the Christians from the pagans.
You're right.
There's a whole like thing about that. Like all the holidays they kind of have like a Christian connotation, but they were all also pagan festivals before.
Other than like Veterans Day.
Yeah. But I mean, Veterans Day and Memorial Day and like those things, like
Like
Columbus Day and MLK Day, I don't really think of them as holidays. I just think of them as days off school.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Like, I don't think we should celebrate like Christopher Columbus. Like, he wasn't a good
it's
person.
weird. He
Like,
was a cunt.
He slaughtered everyone.
He was a savage.
He was so oppressive. He just killed like everyone.
Yeah. But we celebrate him, and people think that he like discovered America
No, he didn't. No.
because that's what they teach you in school.
No, he was like, didn't he like land in the Bahamas? He thought it was
Yeah.
like the East Indies or the West Indies.
Yeah, he thought he was going to India.
What a dumbass. Just went the opposite direction.
I don't know if wind blew him off course or if he was that shitty of a navigator, but I think it's the second one. I don't think it was the wind.
Yeah, that's because you have to be like really dumb to like screw that up.
Because the wind did blow somebody
You
off
had to go
course.
left or right, and he picked right.
Yeah.
Like, let's go right.
I think the guy who discovered Brazil was like blown off course and landed there.
The
But
guy,
it's all
the guy who actually discovered America. Like, we were supposed to do that.
right. But the Indians or the Native Americans actually migrated there from what's the place called? It's like an Asian country. It starts with an S.
Slovakia?
No.
Slovakia. That's European.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's look it up right now. Native Americans came from Asia.
what country?
It just says Asia. Native American origins.
Say the countries that start with S and
Came from what country? It just says Asia. Motherfucker, there's a country, there's a specific place. I don't know. Doesn't really matter though. But this is interesting because there's like DNA studies. Like that's how they know that. They like broke down the DNA inside a Native American person.
think of like some like Asian countries that start with S. It's like probably not many.
Let's look up Asia. Images. Try to go for a map.
I don't know the pixels too. Saudi Arabia.
No. There's like mountains there. Holy shit, I can't even like.
Wait, you know what country it's? Wait, what type of? Do you know what the mountains are called?
I think it's like where the Himalayas are. Where are the Himalayas at?
Look it up.
Oh, the Himalayas are in Nepal, right?
I have no clue.
It definitely wasn't Syria. I don't know.
South Korea.
Definitely wasn't Singapore either.
Was it Sri Lanka?
It wasn't Sri Lanka.
South Korea is the only other one.
Maybe it's not in Asia. Maybe it's in like
Europe.
maybe it's more European.
Serbia. I have no clue. Well,
Anyways, yeah, that's some interesting shit. I don't know why we celebrate Columbus Day. He's an asshole.
If you look back in history of white people, they're dickheads.
They are, yeah.
Like, we just like enjoy killing and like torturing everyone.
Well, they had that name or that saying for the British. They're like, the sun never sets on the British Empire because they had like colonized countries in places all around the globe.
Mhm.
Because they like were trying to colonize India. Just going everywhere. They were like the new Romans.
Yeah, you're right.
Because like the Romans had a lot of shit. Roman Empire was vast. It's odd how like civilizations are remembered.
Yep. And then there was the British Empire that was like the toughest.
Because it's like Mesopotamia and then Egypt and then like the Greeks and then Rome and then sort of like
Britain.
pre-modern British Empire stuff. And then now it's like the big power in the world is America.
Yeah, which wasn't even like a place back then, which is like
Right.
actually,
Tables turned. Because apparently, like, I don't know why that is. I don't know why we had that spirit of rebellion, like.
Oh, like why the
That's-
colonists rebelled?
Yeah, like.
Because like they were the British Parliament. You know what Parliament means?
Mhm.
They were so oppressive. We just learned this in class the other day. Like they would like they tax everything and like all the there was these things called the Intolerable Acts where they like you had to house British like officials and stuff like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they could like search your house without a warrant and stuff.
Oh shit.
They made you pay tax on like everything. That's why there was a Tea Act because they didn't want to pay tax, so they started boycotting everything.
The original Tea Party.
And like they over exaggerated the Boston Massacre to get like people to join the Patriots because it was only like 5 people killed, and they like said like massacre with 5 people getting killed.
But history's interesting. And there's like these theories that say that there was some kind of like Egypt was supposed to be like way more advanced than anyone else at that time, and apparently there was some kind of disturbance, some kind of like meteor or some shit that sort of stopped the Egyptian empire from continuing. And if they had continued the path that they were going on as far as innovation, then the world would be more advanced than it is now.
We probably wouldn't even be here, to be honest.
But that didn't happen.
So we're here.
But like, what's weird about the Middle East is like people say that, I mean, it is kind of true that they're like
Terrorists.
Islam is the only religion that didn't go through the Enlightenment process. And what the Enlightenment was is everybody, like, their faith sort of went down and their logic kind of took place of it. So that's when we discovered that the sun doesn't revolve around the earth, and that's when we discovered that gravity existed, you know, like Isaac Newton and all those guys, and Copernicus and all those like scientists came out of the Enlightenment era. But Islam didn't go through it. But the interesting part is before they were giving out like Nobel Peace Prizes, they were like Arabic or Arab scientists who were like the innovators in the world. Like they had like unrecognized science, like unsung heroes in history. But history tends to remember the white guy as the good guy, which is odd.
History is a cool subject, though.
It is interesting.
I really like the Civil War. That's like my favorite part of history. If I was...
Do you know that that's the only thing they taught us as far as history goes in 8th grade for me?
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And it was just a quest thing.
That's weird.
So we only learned about it every Wednesday, but it would rotate throughout the trimesters between the different groups of classes.
Like how like they came with like the advanced rifling and stuff like that, so you could actually like didn't have to like pour the powder and stuff in it.
They were legit rifles at that point.
Yeah, not muskets. Actually, they started the war off with muskets because the rifle like wasn't invented till like the 1862. So
They had the mini ball, which was a superior bullet to what they had before.
Mhm. Which is also known as like the regular bullet. If you guys didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Guys and girls, my bad. I don't get like recruited out.
Get some feminist triggered. Dude, the Celine podcast is gonna be interesting because she's like a feminist person. So that's gonna be interesting because the stuff that
Like-
Nick and I said, she might wanna debate on.
Like our Kristen.
Yeah, I don't think she's that bad though.
The health teacher, high school.
I don't think Celine is as bad as
My
her.
mom. Yeah, she's kind of feminist. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's like it gets ridiculous when they start like
Talking about rape and stuff like that.
yeah, perpetuating this disbelief or this incorrect belief that there are no female sexual offenders,
Which is
which is just
wrong.
false.
Like-
Girls molest kids too, you know, it's not all male pedophiles and shit like that.
I mean, it's all you see in movies, but
Right. But, however, there is a big pedophilia problem with the Catholic Church.
the priest, man, you better watch your kids around that guy.
Yeah, and they're like, the Vatican is its own country.
Yeah.
And they've been like hiding this pedophile ring, people say, for like years. I believe that theory. But the same people who will say that also tend to say like other insane shit. Like Alex Jones, like some of the he's like right about half the things he talks about, actually.
Which is kind of funny because like all the memes that are
Yeah.
made about that guy.
Alex Jones is interesting. He was on Joe Rogan's show last week, I think.
Joe Rogan is interesting too.
Joe Rogan is a good guy.
Didn't he like talk like what is it called?
He commentated the UFC.
Yeah.
He still does, I think. And he's also a comedian.
He's funny, I'll tell you that.
Some people don't like his comedy. Because it's like stoner comedy. He's just like talking about how amazed he is at different things that exist in the world.
Can't believe Carrie Fisher died.
I know.
I know, like, this happened a while ago, but, like...
Well, it was December. It was right at the end of 2016.
It's... And her mom died right after.
Like, of literal heartbreak, too.
Yeah, that's insane.
That happens, too. It's like a thing that can happen to people.
But I just hope they film episode 8. But
They
I read online that she wasn't going to be in that anyways.
I read online that they already filmed it and she is going to be in it, so we'll see.
Either way, I'm fine with it, as long as they filmed it. Not with her death, but you know what I mean.
I mean, I don't think they wouldn't have her in it because she told them to bring Luke to her, so.
They did. They could just do that CGI thing that they did in, what is it, Rogue One?
Yeah, lots of people didn't like that. Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia were both CGI faces.
Yeah, but...
Like, totally CGI generated. Because the guy who played Grand Moff Tarkin is dead.
They just... Yeah, and Carrie Fisher was dead, so...
Well, Carrie Fisher died after the movie came out.
Yeah, but they wouldn't put her in it because, you know, she's like...
She's old.
Yeah. So they probably just took, like, a teenage actor, like, and then just CGI'd.
Yeah, that's what they did. It was like a real body, I think.
Yeah. That must have been.
She's a nice ass.
I liked Rogue One. That was a good movie.
It was really good. Like,
I didn't like the ending, though. The scene was too long.
the ending fight scene was like
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes. Like, I didn't want to watch all that.
half the movie.
I didn't want that guy that was, like, half Jedi, half, like, mortal to die.
I'm one with the Force and the Force was with me. He was a funny guy.
Yeah, it was cool. Just can't wait to see episode 8.
Yeah, that's this year.
Yeah, I know. We're going to first, like, show to see that.
We should. Opening night, midnight showing. That's what they do. They do like Thursday midnight showings.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. Just get like a crew of people, just watch episode 8. Josh has got to come this time.
Yeah, I know. He probably hasn't even seen Rogue One.
Probably not. Those are great movies, though.
I can't wait. A lot of stuff's happening this year. Like, System of Down's coming out with a new album.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
I hope so. Serge said it's going to be like a step away from anything they've ever done.
For you guys that don't know who Surge is, he's just like a singer to a band.
He's the singer of System of a Down. Well, the lead singer, because Darren also sings. Darren is the guitarist.
/ backup singer, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but that's like one of the best bands that exists in the world, I would say. Funny part is they could be like, I was thinking about this earlier, like they could have been like any other rock band, but they're so original that it's like, because it's only 4 guys, it's only like the main 4 pieces you need in a band, like drums, guitar, bass, vocals.
Yeah, I know. There's not even a keyboard player.
No, because Serge plays the keyboard parts.
This chair's annoying.
Wow. It cut us off. Anyway, we need to put WD-40 on my computer chair. It's squeaky.
We do indeed.
It's nice and warm down here. Did you notice that?
It's alright.
I had the heat on. Like the legit heat. But I don't think this one works because it's like broken. The brown piece fell out.
Do you believe in that, like, Illuminati
No.
stuff? I know, like, my friend last night, I'm not going to give up names, but my friend last night was at my house and he was, like, trying to show me these Illuminati videos. And I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. And he's like, no, dude, it's real, it's real.
My theory is, because you know they say like all the celebrities are connected to the Illuminati. That's like what they say.
Yeah, I know.
I think that people who aren't famous, who wish they were, blame other people's success on this secret society to act like oh, if I had the Illuminati on my side, I could totally do it too. But in reality, they can't.
Do you think it's a secret society though? Like it exists?
Well, if it exists, it's not that secret because people know about it. So I think that's more evidence to why it doesn't. Because people know about it, so obviously it's not a secret. So obviously it's not real.
And like the memes took it over.
Yeah.
Memes have taken over like everything.
Memes have taken over the culture.
I wouldn't be able to live without memes now.
Hold on a second. Was there anything in like a past podcast, like the last guest I had on was Nick, and Nick is kind of like he's got some other he's on some other shit. He's got some other opinions about things.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think about like some of the stuff that he talked about on that episode?
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Like he was trying to justify slavery. Like he said that there's like a Norwegian way where you take a prisoner of war and you turn them into a slave and they like have to work for you.
Oh, Nick sees this.
He probably will. He listens to them all, I think.
No, slavery was just white men being stupid.
Yeah. Well, it was lazy white dudes. Well, the reason why the South and like the colonies.
I don't think it was lazy white dudes. I think it was just like how like if you weren't black back then like you weren't like a human. Like they didn't think of you as like you were a person.
Yeah, it was racism is what it was. But the reason why they resorted to slaves, the African slaves, was in the colonies was because
probably gonna get hate for this, but like Donald Trump is an example, like
of racism.
Yeah,
I agree.
Cause like he's against like blacks. Well, not just like blacks in general, but like I was watching like a live like video of like one of his rallies, and like this black guy was like just getting punched in the face and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like real footage, so I was like, oh my god.
And then think about like some stupid people who
or like the
support
things
Trump
he says.
still. Yeah, it's like really you feel like this guy represents.
I mean, like he's a TV star, like a reality TV star. Like he's had no like
no experience
at all, like none.
But the part that really makes me uncomfortable is I think about people I know who are like Trump supporters and all the like gross, like racist, like offensive shit that he says and does, and it's like, oh, like why do you feel like this guy is right for the country?
This is my opinion, but I think like most like rich people, like upperclassmen people, are like with Trump. Like they don't probably watch anything. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna be a bandwagon, just join the other crowd with Trump because they're all rich.
Well, what's hilarious is all the poor white dudes who are only supporting him because of their like racist views, in my opinion, who think that he's gonna like make America great again, you know?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's funny because they're poor Republicans make me laugh because Republicans are on the side of the business and poor people are not. So it's like, okay, you're signing up to get screwed over for the 100th time.
The like propaganda, like in that like whole like make America great again is just like horrendous. Like that's so bullshit. Nothing's like really gonna change.
You know what I learned? Tom Brady is a Trump supporter. The Patriots like whole team are like for Trump.
Yeah, it's a New England football team.
That's weird though, because New England is blue states usually.
Oh, not if you live in Carthage.
But like the East Coast is Democratic. That's like a known thing.
Like if you go like north, like where, like in Maine, all you're gonna see is like during like before the election, all you're gonna see is Trump signs. Like
I saw loads of Trump signs. I saw loads of Bernie signs, and I saw a good number of Gary Johnson signs in Maine.
But if you go down like the cities in Maine, like Augusta, there's a lot of Hillary signs.
Yeah.
Because the people down there are all against like gun violence and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, everybody's against gun violence, but there's a difference between being against gun
like,
violence and being like,
oh no, guns are bad.
yeah, I don't support that, because the Second Amendment is made so that we have guns to defend ourselves against our own government if they become tyrannical. So, like, if the cops are going out killing people, the Second Amendment is there so that we have the right to shoot back at them.
Or if someone's trying to kill you, like, it doesn't matter who it is.
Self-defense rights. But I do think we might need a few more restrictions, and I don't think that we should take away the restrictions that we already have. But
no,
I would not support
It's not like they can just take away the Second Amendment. No, you can't do that.
Right. It's unconstitutional, and I would not support like us turning into like an Australia type of country where there's like no guns at all. Because people stop understanding the realities of like hunting and shit like that.
I love hunting.
And public lands, there's like some public land, like public land like that's owned by the people of the United States.
Yeah.
There's like people right now trying to take it away.
You're right.
They're like trying to like take over the public land in the country. But it's funny because like these people who are anti like hunting, who say like, how could you kill that beautiful animal? They don't understand that the public lands are not just for hunting. Like you could hike on that, you could just go camping on that land, you could go out there and just like sleep underneath the stars if you wanted to.
Like you could probably Netflix and chill in a tent.
I know, you could do anything. Like it's amazing because it's an unprecedented thing in the world that here in America we have these public owned lands, and it's like all of the people's, like, we own that shit. It's ours. It's not a privately owned piece of land. So it's like this beautiful thing, and these politicians nowadays are trying to take it away from us.
I wouldn't even say Trump's a politician. I know he's the president of the United States.
I mean, now he is.
Like, was he even, like, in office, like, before that?
No, he never held public office before.
Like, he had a TV show.
Yep.
That's
The
it.
Apprentice. That's all he had.
And I've never even watched it in my life.
I know, neither have I.
It's probably, like, the most
funny.
cancerous thing you'll ever watch.
Arnold Schwarzenegger runs it now. He's the host. He replaced Donald Trump.
Okay, I'd probably watch it because Arnold is funny. The way he just talks makes me like cringe so hard. It's just funny.
But it's one of the things that people have gotten on Trump's back for, because it's one of the things that. All right, Garrett's going to the bathroom. But one of the things that Donald Trump tweets about at like 3 a.m. is how Arnold Schwarzenegger running The Apprentice is like not as good as when he ran it. But the problem with that, and people get on his back for this, the issue is that he's ignoring important issues that the American people care about because he wants to insult Arnold Schwarzenegger for not running his show as well as he used to. Like, it's insane. Like, Donald Trump is a child. It's insanity. We're running this country by like a third grader. It's insane. He has no maturity, and he has no like ability to take criticism or like people. He's like so easily offended. It's stupid. He has thin skin. That's what I like to call it.
Still talking about the hillbilly president.
Yeah. We always get into politics in this podcast. It might as well just be a political show.
It's like the biggest topic right now.
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
It really kind of always is the biggest topic.
You can't look anywhere without seeing a political thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, here in 2017. But like, I think this election brought a lot of people out of the woodwork and got people to care about shit. Honestly, System of a Down got me to care about politics because of their political songs.
Great band.
You know?
Yes, I do.
They actually got me to give a shit. And I sort of agree with Serge Surge's politics, very like progressive, Bernie Sanders type of guy. You know, John is like a Republican.
That's weird.
Like they disagree politically. It's kind of strange.
And they always have like, yeah, but it doesn't really matter. John's like the least like big part of the band.
Right.
You know, like if you think System of a Down, the first like two names pop in your head is
Serge and Darren.
Serge and Darren. But like Shaw was like a big part of it.
Yeah. I mean, John doesn't really write music,
John doesn't really do anything but play drums.
but he is a good drummer.
Yeah. What is that drum kit that he has called?
Tom of Pearl.
Jay has one of those.
It's also what Lars Ulrich uses usually. They've got like the best shit. Metallica. They like. I looked at the behind the scenes videos of Hardwired, and they've got like 20 guitars just hanging up on the wall, and they're all like these really good like Ibanez like awesome shredders.
I have 5 guitars hanging up on my wall.
Yeah, on that cool piece of woodwork your dad made.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because you could put the snowboard up on top and then
The guitars, yeah.
it's awesome.
I learned the whole like sugar.
You did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think we should change up like the drums and stuff on it though, so we don't actually like do. I don't want to do the actual song. Like I want the lyrics and stuff to be the same, but like the drums should be. I want it to be different.
What part of the drums?
The whole part.
Because I like the part after it goes, and then wait. When is the part where he goes like da 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 da? That's like that part's like the best part.
Yeah, I like that too.
Like right at the beginning, it's like do 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 do.
That's great.
The weather is shit now. We're not even gonna have school tomorrow.
You're not wrong.
Like it's just relentlessly coming down on us here in the strange land of Maine. The weather's always extreme.
That's why I hate like winter, because like it's hard to hang out with your friends in winter.
Because nobody wants to drive anywhere.
And like hanging out outside is fun. I'd rather walk around.
But not in the cold though. That becomes an issue once you start freezing your ass off.
Yeah, I'd rather walk around and enjoy like the weather. But in the winter you can't do that. Because Mother Nature just is a fucking bitch.
Well, it's a very intemperate climate in the East Coast. Especially in the northern states, because like in the winter there's always like an extreme nor'easter level snowstorm that always happens, and then in the summer there's always like thunderstorms and rain and all that shit. And it's really hot for us, but probably not for people in like California. They would probably be able to go up here in the summer just fine. Be like, it's kind of cold.
Yeah, people in California would like I have a friend that lives in California. He actually does YouTube, and like I was watching one of his videos the other day, and his first thing he said is he was filming an outside video. He was like, it's kind of cold down here in Cali, and like he's like, it's 60 degrees outside right now. It's freezing.
Yeah, 60 degrees is freezing the people in California and Florida.
Like, well, not CJ, but if I lived in California, I'd be rocking shorts right now.
Yeah.
And a short sleeve shirt.
No problem.
I'd be swimming.
Yeah, exactly. California's gonna be underwater in the future. It's gonna whoosh.
Yeah, so say bye to like San Diego. They have like so many like big like cities.
Yep.
Like everyone knows like all the cities in like Sacramento. Like,
Sacramento's different from all the other ones. Sacramento's like more country than all the other cities in California. It's more rural.
Los Angeles, LA, Oakland.
San Diego, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Town outside of LA called Bakersfield. It's a big like music place.
Holy.
I hate that sound.
Jim Webster.
But like, okay, next episode we're gonna have Celine on. Episode after that, I don't know, maybe Aaron, Cameron. I want to get Aaron on, and I want to get Gabe Ladd. Those are two guests I still need to have.
Kathy, I was saying Gabe in the same episode.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, Gabe is a savage.
Gabe is a savage. He's also a meme lord.
Yes, he is.
He's also like really short. Apparently he's taller than Zach now. Like he grew recently.
What?
And he's like taller than Zach, but he's still shorter than I am.
There's no way he's taller than Zach.
That's what he told me.
What do you mean?
He told me he's taller than Zach.
You'd be able to see.
Well, I don't know, because they weren't in the same room together. Like it was just me and him in homeroom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out. I stood up, and he's like, "How tall are you?" I'm like, "I don't know, like 6 feet." He's like, "No, you're like 5'10". I was like, "Well, Zach's 5'10", and he's shorter than I am." He's like, "Zach can't be 5'10" because I'm taller than him.
Gabe's like 5'3". What is he talking about?
I don't know. He's like a head shorter than I am.
I saw him at Black Mountain. He was like up to my chest. I was
Yeah.
like, "You little pest, get out of here, you peasant."
It's funny how you're taller than Zach.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm older than him. Like, if you like ask someone that like doesn't go to the high school, like, and like we're like next to each other, who do you think's older? Him. Zach like gets so butthurt too.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
These podcasts actually get like average of like 30 views.
That's
too.
not bad.
Like they actually get listened to, which is interesting. What the fuck? My stomach just made the weirdest noise. I'm like a computer in here. I'm like, I'm hungry as fuck. I haven't eaten anything in like hours. Last night, well, this morning at like 4, I was like chowing down on some Triscuits. It was the only thing I could find that was like decent to eat at night. This throat coat tea is like the best thing for your throat. Like any sore throat type of thing, you just knock right out of your system with this shit. It's the best. I need to get like sponsored by Throat Coat. But
It's been like
yeah, sometimes it goes over the limit and it's like fine. It only does the cutoff thing like sometimes.
I know, but like the whole podcast itself's already been like an hour.
No, it's only been like 40 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, because the first recording was like 19 minutes, so it's only been like 45.
Okay.
I hate the background noise though, like the people walking upstairs. First episode I described it as a bunch of knuckle dragging apes, but that's because I'm a dick.
We should have recorded this in like my house.
No, because then there'd be way more like.
No, because no one's home.
Really?
No.
Well, I'd have to bring this thing.
Yeah, you would have. We're not doing it. We're already recording this.
Right.
We are going after it.
Yeah.
Thereafter though.
My mom's probably not even gonna pick me up. I'm gonna have to walk home. Which fucking sucks.
Too bad. Like, you know how like we're not gonna have school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you think she'd let me spend the night?
No.
Why?
Because she'd still be like, oh, the off chance that we might have school. It's like, fuck.
We're clearly not gonna have school.
Yeah, but I doubt she'll let you sleep over. Doubt it.
Should just ask her anyways.
I'm gonna ask her. She's gonna be like, no. Like, I'm gonna do it too. See what she says. There's like quotes on the tea bags. Plant kindness and gather love. It's a proverb.
Plant kindness and gather love. What do you think that? What does that mean to you?
It basically means like be nice to people and then they will like you.
I think that's bullshit.
I actually kind of agree with this.
There's like people out there that's like, you like be nice to them, and no matter what you do for them, there's a complete two-faced dick munching cunt licker.
Yeah, and also there's people out there who are cunts that people adore. Donald Trump, for example.
Hillary Clinton's another great example.
Yeah.
Of that.
I was like, there's still people who are like, I saw this post on Instagram today that said Hillary 2020. I'm like, no, are you dumb? Like,
she's probably not even gonna run again for 2020.
right. Number one, she's not running again. Number two, that would suck. Don't get me wrong, I hated them both. The whole time. The whole election season. Neither of them were my choice. Bernie Sanders was my choice.
Bernie Sanders, man, he's Bernie Sanders movement 2017. Fuck Trump, fuck
I
Hillary.
bet he'd run again, because he has the balls to do that, even at like 78 years old, which is how old he'll be in 2020.
Donald Trump's almost 78 years old. You know Donald Trump's older than Bernie Sanders?
No, he's not. He's
Yes, he
70. Bernie's 74, Donald Trump is 70.
Oh, no, actually Donald Trump's 72. Bernie's 74.
Really? Because when he was running, he was 69. Hold on a second. Donald Trump.
Pretty sure he's 72.
He's 70. I was right.
How old is Bernie Sanders?
Pretty sure it's 74. 75.
He would have been the oldest president to ever win. Donald Trump is, actually.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Ronald Reagan was.
Yeah, because all the presidents have been like young dudes. Like, let's just look at presidents. I want to see like a big picture of all of them.
I think the
together.
youngest president was.
I think it was JFK.
No, I think it was Grant.
Here's all of them, except for Donald Trump. Some artistic representation of all of them. Thomas Jefferson was cool.
Oh shit,
Fuck.
my bad.
Don't touch the screen. It's touchscreen.
Yeah, I think Grant was the youngest.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Yep.
It's kind of weird because he looks old. He's got like wrinkles on still. Is Reagan. You know, Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Yeah, everyone knows that. So was Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's not the first time that's happened, but it is kind of crazy at the same time. Jimmy Carter.
I can't believe Jimmy Carter was our president.
I liked Eisenhower. I liked Kennedy.
You weren't even alive when Eisenhower was
No,
president.
I'm thinking about like what the shit that they've done though. Like I liked Eisenhower, I liked Kennedy,
Yeah,
I liked Lincoln, I liked Jefferson. Like all their ideas were interesting to me.
You can't really say you like Washington because like he didn't really have ideas. He just like won like a war, so like they made him a president. Really,
Basically, he was.
really he was the founder of America. If you really
Yeah.
think about it, because like he made America like America.
Yep.
Like Christopher Columbus was just the founder of like. He wasn't even the founder of it.
He wasn't the founder of shit.
Vespucci, the actual founder of like
Named after Amerigo Vespucci.
like the place. He like found it. But like the land. He was like, oh, playing for Spanish, eh? Me and my essays. Come here and chill, smoke some weed. Hey,
You know-
Blanco, come here.
Fun fact. Fun fact. The founding fathers ran their shit off of hemp. The original American flag was made of hemp fibers. The Declaration of Independence, I think, either that or the Constitution, or both, are made of hemp paper, like hemp parchment. And the British, this is the shit that they don't teach you in school, is the British would force the colonists to produce hemp for them because they like needed it for their paper and all that shit. So
And then the colonists killed them, which is kind of funny to think of, because the colonists were like weak militiamen, Minutemen actually, that like just killed the British Parliament, and like France and Spain. Like Spain was like one of the biggest militaries back then. Couldn't even do it.
Spain was a big military power. Spanish Armada could not defeat them because their ships were too big and slow in comparison to the small, fast British ships, and also the British would take unmanned ships, light them on fire, and push them into the big Spanish ships and just blow them up. So
You know why? You know, like there was like an actual American Navy back then. It was 13 ships.
Mhm.
Like the Continental Congress, like they made like 13 ships, and then like the Spain or like army just gave them like their ships. They're just like, here, have these, kill them. We hate them.
Fun fact, in case you didn't know this, in case you're like young or stupid or forgot, the Spanish-Indian War was the Spanish and Indians against the British.
You meant French and Indian War.
French and Indian. It's not the French and the Indians fighting.
Yeah. I don't. Why would they even name it that? Like the Indians, like if I was gonna name it a war, I'd just say French and British War, because like the Indians like were on both sides.
Well, it's like 4 main wars combined. Let's look this up because I forgot all the names. Because there's like Dummer's War. Hold on a sec.
Oh, the 7 Years' War, the Pomeranian War. That's another name for it.
That was actually kind of long. That was 9 whole years.
Yeah, I know, but they call it the 9-Year War, the 7-Year War. Look it up. Look 7-Year War up.
Yeah, it says that right there.
They also called it the First World War.
I'm trying to think like King Philip's War. Armed conflicts between that was 1675. So this was like actually before this. But this is an interesting war that happened because this guy, King Philip, was not actually a king. He was a Native American. He called himself King Philip and dressed himself in European clothes.
So he basically just pulled off like a Darth Sidious. Star Wars.
Yeah, kind of. Like, he would dress up as a British king to appeal to the colonists.
Huh.
But what ended up happening is they fought, and then they like, I think he was the guy who got hung and then his beheaded, and then they had his head outside of the Mayflower, like, or not the Massachusetts.
Did you say that Mayflower? That was way after that.
Oh no, the Plymouth Colony, like, main building. They had his head hanging outside of.
Holy shit! His head did not like. His head must have decomposed because that was
It did.
way after
Yeah,
that.
it just started like rotting.
That was like 100 years after. Probably even more.
Yeah. They made peace with Massachusetts. No, yeah, it was William Bradford, the guy who ran the original Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Which is Boston, if you guys didn't know that.
Back in the 1600s. It's interesting shit.
History is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia is, though. I don't know. It's like not a good like source.
Actually, on the contrary, I find that, like, if you go to Wikipedia and then you look it up, it's like the same shit. So, like, usually if you like fact check the Wikipedia page, you'll actually find out some interesting stuff. But what you gotta do is look up, like, because obviously the first thing that comes up for any subject is gonna be the Wikipedia website. But then if you go to, like, other shit,
It is a .org, so it's not that bad.
well,
If it was Wikipedia.com, then you probably would never want to click on it.
Well, the big misconception is that people just go on Wikipedia on every page and write random bullshit. That's not true, though. They could, in theory, but Wikipedia has editors.
Yeah,
That
it
fact
gets
check.
fixed every
Yeah.
hour.
So
You guys didn't know that. So if you catch it, like you wait like 3 minutes, it'll be fixed.
it's not actually a shitty, like, fake news source.
It's not like CNN.
Bacon's Rebellion was cool. This is why they have slaves. I was gonna say this.
Pontiac's Rebellion is cool too.
I was gonna say this earlier. Basically, they had indentured servitude before slavery, so they would, in order to get people to come over to the New World who couldn't pay for it, they would get them over here and then have them work for free. So, like, basically, if you were like a poor dude in Britain and you wanted to come to the New World, you could come over and work for free for someone who was like a rich dude here. And Bacon's Rebellion was this guy named Nathaniel Bacon. In Virginia, a lot of the free indentured servants who had done their time teamed up with Nathaniel Bacon to become like this rebellion force, and they rebelled, but then Nathaniel Bacon was killed, and the reason why the indentured slaves or the indentured servants were stopped being used in favor for African slaves was because they didn't want another rebellion to happen again.
Well, which sucks because Shays' Rebellion happened.
Mm-hmm. And the Stono Rebellion.
There was also the Pontiac's Rebellion. Where's that?
Pontiac's War. The Stono Rebellion was slaves, though. Evil Wars, that was early on.
Yep. Go back up.
Pontiac's Rebellion.
That goes to the English Civil War. That's what? Oh, okay. That's not what I thought it was.
The parliamentarians and royalists fighting over the government.
Mm-hmm. Parliament won, clearly.
War of 1812. Oh yeah, Queen Anne's War was another one. And King George's War.
First Indian War, 7 Years' War, same thing.
There was a lot of fighting though, because everybody wanted the land. There was like these shit tons of different alliances. It's kind of like Syria right now. There's just like 6 or 7 different Syria Civil War map. 6 or 7 different like factions. See this? See, there's like already 5 different Islamic groups fighting each other before you even add the Russians and the American soldiers. See
Yeah,
that shit?
the yellow is the best part.
The Kurds.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue that
And the government's probably the worst. Government and then Islam. This is all Islam. Oh shit. This black.
well, they're all Muslims because they're in Syria, but I mean, it's like, it's Muslims killing other Muslims, and then the ironic part is when the Muslims who didn't want to get killed by the other Muslims come in and try to come to America, we say, no, we don't want any Muslims. But the ironic part is that we're denying the good guys. Well, yeah, the Islamic State, the big black part, that's ISIS. That's what that means.
Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know what ISIS is, no, I'm kidding.
Remember when people were trying to say that, like...
ISIS was a country?
Yeah, but
heard
also...
Someone
also,
say that?
people were trying to say that PewDiePie was an ISIS member. That was hilarious.
That was a thing?
Yeah.
That's like as much bullshit as the Illuminati thing.
It was like a meme.
I don't remember that. Yeah, people in my school, like, teachers would be asking about countries, and the students would answer with they'd be like, they think country was an ISIS.
That's like a whole new level of ignorance.
Like, they think ISIS is a country.
It's like a whole new
I
level
have
of
to
stupid.
explain to, like, everyone, ISIS is a terrorist
ISIS is
group.
just a terrorist group. It's not
Not like
actually
just-
a country.
That's like in all Middle Eastern countries.
No, it's not in all.
Most of
It's called ISIS because it's the Islamic...
lower part of it.
It's called the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. That's why it's called ISIS.
Like Yemen, Jordan,
So it's really just in Iraq and Syria mainly.
and like Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Jordan.
ISIS territory. Let's take a look. Islamic State area of
Saudi
operation.
Arabia. Yep.
It's in between Syria and Iraq. Saudi Arabia is south of that. Saudi Arabia is ironically, see how it grew throughout this 1 year. They took over more and more shit. It's a crisis. But Saudi Arabia actually, ironically, is one of our
I hate that.
is one of our allies, which is fucked up. It's weird. Because Saudi Arabia has civil rights violations. I don't like that we're allied with those bitches. But
Speaking of bitches.
but yeah, see this? This is ISIS right here. Now if they took over Syria, then it would be a country. But
Baghdad. That's where my brothers fought.
Baghdad. I think we're over time now. I think we recorded a good historical, educational episode for your children.
Without the swearing.
I mean, I swore a few times.
I think I swore like 4 or 5 times.
But yeah, next week we're gonna do feminist hour basically, and I'm gonna be a total bitch.
Celine.
I'm gonna be Celine's bitch. So we're gonna have fun watching that one or listening to that one.
Yeah. So bye guys.
Tune in. Goodbye.